So in today's video, we're going to take a look at a fantastic way to work on your scales and to kind of introduce some musical interest to them rather than just practicing them linearly once you're comfortable with them. Because this is something that I see students struggle with a lot, is they work on their scales in perfect linear order. And if that sounds like a bunch of mumbo jumbo to you, what I mean is practicing your scales like this. And never breaking from that perfect sequential order. This gives you a really good workout in doing that. It's going to work on your finger independence, and it's going to be something that you've heard a bunch of your favorite guitarists do in solos, in YouTube demo videos and stuff like this. It's a really powerful sound that I don't think enough of us kind of latch on to and realize, because it's really a simple idea. It just takes a little bit of work. And this is going to be using 4-note sequences. Now, a sequence is basically a musical term for something that you kind of move around. And in today's example, what we're going to do is we're just going to use 4 consecutive notes of the scale, and that's going to be our sequence. So it would look a little something like this. If I went G major, so this is my first position here, it'll pop up on the diagrams here. It'll look like this. This is the position just linear. Now if I were to do that same thing in 4-note sequences, what I would do is I would start from my root G down here and I would go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to start from the second note of the scale, A. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I start from the third note, then the fourth note, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the fourth, sorry, that was the fourth. The fifth, sixth. I think you're getting the idea hopefully now. So basically you play a group of 4 notes starting from each note of the scale. So so on and so forth. Now I'm going to go through this nice and slow with you, and then I'm going to go through it faster. So this would sound like this. If you can and have your guitar with you, feel free to follow along. If not, keep watching and I'm sure you'll absorb the concept. So we would go. Now we're going to double this top note and do the same thing, but now it's descending. So now we get. A little bit faster, that would sound something like this. Got a little bit jumbled up there, but that is kind of the effect that you get doing it fast. And now, while this is a fantastic exercise, I'm sure if you try to do it, you'll find, oh, that's actually, quite difficult. But this is a sound that's used a lot of the time. I actually just last night went out to see the Aristocrats with Guthrie Govan. And during some of his solos, and again, Guthrie is one of the best guitar players alive and one of my favorite guitar players alive. But there was this one epic bit. He obviously does more than just this when he solos. But there was this moment where he played this super long line. Something like that. And it was super epic. And I went, oh, he's just using sequences. I should make a video about that. So I'm going to show it to you once again in the second position. If you need these scale diagrams, they're available for download on my website, and I also have a whole other video that's all about the major scale all across the guitar neck. You can practice this, of course, in all 5 positions, but in the second position, we're going to start from this hollow note at the 5th fret of the D string. And if you haven't seen my other videos and you aren't familiar with how I use my diagrams, there's going to be 5 starting points and ending points, 1 in each position of the scale. And that hollow note, since it's in the middle, what we're going to do is we're going to start there. That's our root. And I'm going to go through this slowly and explain it kind of while I go through it. But we're going to go basically all the way up the scale to the high E string, all the way down the scale, and then all the way back up. That's why it's the starting and the ending point. But without further ado, here's position number 2. Nice and slow, try to follow along if you can. So again, that little, I made it a G Mixolydian scale there rather than a G major scale. But that is a super good way to kind of go through this and work on kind of capturing that exciting sound of it's like a snake eating its tail kind of sound. It's significantly more interesting for a listener to listen to this than it would be like, which would you rather hear? Or the first one was more interesting because there's that kind of dramatic increase in the line. And that sound is something that is both super, super desirable, and a lot of our favorite guitarists do it, and it's also a fantastic workout for your fingers, both left and right hand, getting used to this kind of doubling back that goes on when we do this. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'm happy to get back to you. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. It truly helps me out more than you could know. If you want to take a guitar lesson with me, there's a link to get in touch with me down in the description. I'd love to work with you on whatever's troubling you on the guitar. I've been working with a bunch of you guys from YouTube lately, and it's been so fun to connect with people all over the world. If you want to support me in the free educational content that I put out on this channel, my Patreon page is also linked down below. All of my patrons get early access to these YouTube videos, as well as some cool exclusive behind the scenes videos and things that I'm working on that I don't post here on YouTube. I also have an ebook and video course for sale that are for sale down in the description as well. But last but not least, I've got new videos coming out every single week, so I hope I'll see you in the next one. And until I do, I'll wish you a wonderful day, and I hope you have some fun playing the guitar. Thanks.